That's awesome. Cool. So, welcome back again to the Beat and Gear podcast special holiday edition, end of the year type of thing, where me and my friend from Italy, Medi, you can follow him on Instagram at Medi underscore music. That's correct?
Thanks, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
And so we haven't actually done a podcast without him, so he's like a staple for the podcast.
We're the official couple now.
Yeah, yeah, totally, dude. Like the panel, like the official panel of the podcast. Like maybe we can invite more people, but we got the panel, like the main people. And so yeah, just first of all, just wanna thank everybody for watching the channel, for subscribing, for liking the videos, for commenting. And yeah, I'm super thankful for that, and hopefully you have like a great 2021. Hopefully you're having great holidays, and yeah, well, let's continue on this journey next year. And by the way, if anyone has questions, like any kind of questions related to, let's keep it music production related mostly. Like if people have questions, they should ask the questions in the chat, and we'll try our best to answer. We'll be talking about Life 11 because we're both like mainly Ableton Live users. We're gonna
Hmm.
discuss all the interesting pieces of gear that were announced this year. I want to talk a bit about the machine and the MPC because I released the MPC 1 beginning of the year, and I've got one here. Hopefully, my buddy doesn't mind that I haven't given him back. 'Cause he hasn't asked me to give it back, but like the arrangement was for a week, and it's been like 2 weeks or more. So I'm kind of over yeah, I'm kind of overstaying my welcome in using his MPC. But anyways, man, how have you been, bro? Like you've been releasing some dope stuff this year. How has it been? Like it's been a tough year for everybody as far as we can tell. But
I think so. Yeah.
how has the year been like musically and in terms of studio work and yeah.
I think like this year went really, I must say, strange,
Mm-hmm.
because in some way it was a good year for me, because I released an EP to two songs in 2020, and then some free downloads, and then I had tons of work in the studio. So I really don't I really can't complain, about this year. But at the same time, it was really unproductive, if I can say so, for my music, especially because inspiration was kind of fanning out real quick. Because for music you need inspiration and other people, and I did my last concert live on October, and then I was planning on a tour in China, and
Whoa,
the
tour
whole
in
year,
China, bro! Like yo,
China, Japan, Korea,
yo,
and everything.
yo.
But as you know the story, in February we were all in lockdown, so the world was in lockdown. So yeah, it was kind of disappointed for me. But then I just kept releasing music because you need to keep some positivity, and I think it was important in this year, and I really hope that it helped people, having a good time listening to music and forgetting about problem. That was the main goal of releasing music in 2020, at least for me.
Sure, like
Um,
by checking out your Instagram, like people reposting your music, dancing to your music. I think mission accomplished on this one. And
what about you, man?
to be honest, like for me, it hasn't really been all that bad. I mean, hopefully everyone's like loved ones are fine, like health wise and stuff, because that's the main thing. But it's been pretty great for me actually. Like the channel grew quite a lot, and it's like a thing now, like crazy. Um,
That's great.
So, but again, like inspiration for music, not so much at certain periods. Like I've been getting back into it the last couple of weeks or months, but not really been that inspired. Like during the summer, didn't really make much stuff.
Hmm.
But I released some tracks too. Had like an EP, like a couple of singles. So I think I can say I did pretty well despite um,
And
all
you're
the
doing some
problems.
collaboration too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I did a couple of collabs with the singer and with the guitarist friend of mine. So yeah, I did well. And let's shout out people in the chat room because I feel
Yeah, man.
like some people are commenting. So how do we see all the? Okay, so shout out to Piotr Kotleger. Not sure if that's the way to pronounce. Coil Labs, So Tired, Prefab Sprout. Thank you all for joining us.
Thanks for joining us,
Um,
man.
yeah, and I will just show this on the because I mean
Oh wow, we can actually do. That's cool. That's our first live stream ever. So we don't know what's all about, but
yeah,
I
no,
think
and
it's
I
really
had to I
cool.
had to show this. I mean not I mean not to be too humble, because I've been working hard at those tutorials, and I appreciate that people are appreciating.
Mm.
Shout out to Khaled Lopez as well. He or she just joined. So thanks everybody for joining. Like we said, do ask us questions. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff, but we will try to. So there we have like a question.
First one.
Yeah, let's discuss that, and we'll go on with Life 11. So you do you have any plans to make some? Let me show this again. Do you have any plans to make some tutorials about Contact? I have been trying to import some packs for handpan to make some tropical vibe packs. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Not really. I've been using Contact lately, and I used the Young Tin instrument that. By the way, I told you a moment ago that it's
The
a
new
really
one.
dope instrument. Yeah, but I don't really make my instruments inside Contact. Like Contact for me is basically just load the existing libraries. I've got complete 12, and I just load the libraries from complete, and I just play. When I make some of my own patches, I use the Ableton simpler and sampler because they're just easy to use and easy to distribute packs for them. So I may make some tutorials about Contact, but not anytime soon. But importing packs for handpan to make some tropical vibes. If they're native instruments packs, I guess you shouldn't have any problems importing them. And if they're the packs that require the full Contact, maybe that's your problem. Because if you don't have, you need to have the full Contact to open some instruments, and some of the instruments only work. And some of the instruments work on the Contact player, which is
Yeah,
which is
you
free.
have the full version, right?
I do have the full version. Yeah, absolutely. I do have the full version. I do have the full. Do you use Contact, by the way?
No, I don't. I don't have. I have nothing actually from Native Instruments.
You have nothing. Let's just go because we got exactly the question to start us off.
Do you have that, bro?
I don't. I
Did you
don't.
buy it?
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
It's funny. We were
Not
we
yet.
were
But
talking about that.
yeah, exactly. We've been talking about the Yuhi stuff like for last week. We talked about this, and Madi, he's like, I don't know if he works for Yuhi, but he's doing a great job trying to sell me onto the Yuhi stuff because they've got the sale now with the on the
Native
native
Instruments.
instruments side, and oh, you bought it? I mean, you can't go wrong with Devo, man. Like you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Funny enough, it was actually my first synth I bought back in 2013. maybe 14. I don't remember, but it was pretty old time.
Yeah, yeah, and back then it was considered like super CPU heavy, like it's still maybe considered that, right? On the divine mode.
Yeah, but you know, I don't advise anyone using that mode. There's no need to. It actually sounds great even on the draft
Mm.
mode, which I use sometimes. If I play, 12 voice patch, it doesn't matter. It's really not a high jump on quality, but you can set it. That when you bounce it, it
Mhm.
bounces it at the maximum quality, and then when
Mhm.
you play it live, it plays in the lower quality. So you save CPU while playing.
Yeah, it makes sense, but why? Uh, so I've been saying that people have been raving about this sale and that sale and Black Friday and blah blah. But I think the Yuhi sale they got on the Native Instruments website, I think that's the best sale currently,
Of the whole
because
year, yeah.
because they're half price, like a really substantial discount, and they're super high quality, man. Like everything they've got is like. So what do you have from them, and how do you like? You demoed me the repro, right? Is that your
I
favorite?
have, yeah, I have. Actually, I wasn't too much into the effects. I think they're great, but I don't really need them because I have too many effects already. So I concentrated on the stuff, and I think some of them are a bit redundant. Like for example, Basil. I don't know if you know that one, but it's kind of modular one, and Ace. So I don't have them, but I own Diva, Repro, Hive, and Zebra, and I think with them you can do pretty much any genre, like from EDM to ambient to chill out. Uh, I don't know, hip hop, funk, obviously, whatever. Those are really, really powerful synthesizers, and if you wanna go really deep into synthesis, Zebra is the best one for me.
Uh-huh.
Um, Hive is kind of serum, but sounds a bit, if we can say, analog.
Yeah, that's what
to,
yeah, that's what you told me. You told me, oh, it's like wavetable, but it's like analog sounding, right?
hmm
Is that correct?
And then
But
Diva is 4 synth in one, no 5 synth in one, I think, with
mm,
the update. So I think it's the best bang for the buck. And but the synth that I like the most right now from them is Repro. Like this is the best emulation hands down, and even better than the Prophet 8 like hardware from Daysmith, I think. And they are worth it. Like if I should advise to buy one, buy Diva. It's
mm.
the most
Versatile, I think.
versatile. Yeah. But for me, Repro is just really good. Maybe because I already have Diva and I used it from 7 years now, so it's like new stuff. But yeah, they are
Yeah,
great,
no,
man.
that pitch modulated brass patch, the first brass patch that you played when we were talking about this, like really sold me on this because it sounds super analog, super authentic. But anyways, yeah, anyone who's interested in the Yuhi scenes, I would definitely consider buying them now. They will probably do another sale maybe next year because I think they did last year on Native Instruments,
What
and
I know is they don't do sales on Yuhi. Most of the times they only do sales when they update the plugin to the next version or they just release it.
yeah, I remember
But
actually he was kind of annoyed, like the Urs Heckman, the actual guy
yeah, yeah,
that
the
makes all
owner,
the
the
stuff.
CEO.
Yeah, and he was kind of, I remember like he had a post on the KVR forum. He was like kind of annoyed by those companies like Native Instruments or like Arturia because they swamp you with plugins when you buy their bundles and you don't need anything else. And I think he has a point. Like if you got like the Native Instruments complete and you got like the V collection, like you got so many synths, man. Uh, but these are really high quality.
I,
They are really
I
high
think
quality.
that's true, but most of the time Arturia is overkilling. I think Native Instruments is really, really good. Like I really reevaluate them, uh, because of Contact and the new stuff that they're putting out. They are really, they sound decent, bro. Like, what can I tell you? I mean, now even free synths are sounding great, but for me, if you go to Yuhi, that kind of, the updates are great, the UI is amazing, everything is stable. So for me, never had a pro. It's like a Remy in the audio interface
Mm,
as well,
mm, mm, mm,
for
mm.
me, like Yuhi.
Yeah, it's free synths. They have amazing quality, but it's not just. It's like the whole experience, like the user interface, like the feature that they have, like a professional, paid, high quality synth has all those characteristics. While a free synth may sound great, but doesn't. But like maybe not so easy to use, or maybe crashing or something. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyways, yeah, like the UHI stuff is really great. I'm considering it. Let me just show this question, another question, like from, and that's something I really wanted to discuss. Not really. Terry Taylor, he says, is it worth getting the Machine Plus if you already have the MK3? I'll give you. Let me just state my opinion, and I'll be curious to hear what you think. So to me, the whole standalone thing, it's like it's a bit of a lifestyle marketing type of thing. Because to me, it doesn't really matter in terms of in terms of the final musical result, which ultimately is the most important thing. So, are you gonna be able to make beats in the woods without a battery pack, or without your laptop? I don't know, just like how often do you make beats on the bus, or in the woods? Like, I think people overstate the importance of this, because how many times per year are you gonna be in a situation where you can't bring your um, I don't know, and Kai's marketing on the MPC one, step up to standalone is their slogan,
Mm.
which is, I think it's geared towards their beginners, where they buy the MPK Mini. Like, this is their most popular product,
Mm-hmm.
and you buy the MPK Mini, and they're like, oh, you can now stand up to upgrade to standalone, and to make this is literally what they say in their marketing videos. Like, if
I
you're
think you have a point actually.
if you're
It's
making beats on the MPK Mini, just step up to a standalone platform. But dude, like, first of all, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend an MPC at all. And second of all, standalone is not a step up. And this is directly answering the question: is it worth getting the Machine Plus if you already have the MK3? To me, honestly, if you're playing live, that would be a good investment. Yes, but if you're just making beats at home, like,
mm.
exactly. A bit shifty says being practical. Exactly. I feel like it's not really that practical to spend so much money. And don't get me wrong, like, the Machine Plus is amazing, bro. Like, I don't have it, but from what I've seen, and bro, like, it's super cool. Albeit it still has some quirks. It crashes sometimes. It's not like fully, but mostly it's an amazing piece of gear. But if you're just making beats at home, man, or in the
Doesn't make
studio,
sense.
you're paying so much to not be able to use your plugins you paid also so much for. So I would like to use my plugins, man. Like, I would like to have my whole arsenal of sounds,
Mm.
and so I feel like if I get the Plus, I will probably be using it in controller mode most of the time, which is a total waste of money, and like,
Yeah.
uh, otherwise it's just the build quality is great. Like, it's super nice. But the MK3 is also not bad, man. Like, the MK3 is plastic, but it's really, I mean, build quality doesn't. I think people overstate the importance of build quality. I think we discussed this, because are we gonna fight with these machines? Are we gonna use them for self-defense? Not really, man. Like, and again, like, if you're a live performer, totally, bro. Like, totally get the Machine Plus if you're performing live.
I think so. I
Uh,
think so too. Yeah.
but
Why?
what do you mean, man? What do you think, bro? What's your opinion
I
on this?
think you really had a point with the marketing stuff. That they marketing something that you don't need, like going into the bus and making music. Like, how many times did you do that? Like, for me but it's real. Like they kind of made me want something portable. Like for example, the I use it as a shield on a daily basis.
Sorry.
That's cool. No, the comment of cool labs. I use it as a shield on a daily basis. Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, I think it would be great. I think it could take a couple of bullets, man. It's not a problem for.
No, but really, like we don't think about that, but they always market something that we don't need, like all this portability, and it might be cool. Like I play live, and I feel like having the push and an audio interface and the bass station. For example, I was playing like that, and if you can get rid of a PC, an audio interface, and the push, like for me, there's only one machine to bring instead of three. So that might be a cool thing to do. But if you don't play live on at least twice a month or something like.
That's a good point, man. Play live, but not like play live once a year, and like play live and get like some substantial income from this. Like not just pay some local bar gigs for a few drink tickets, and that's
Yeah,
not
definitely.
that's not really that's not it's not a good investment. But I mean, if you just want to have fun and enjoy yourself, and you have the money to burn, of course. I mean, that's
The money to burn.
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because the question is, if you already have the MK3, you already have the exactly the same thing.
I think if you want to go portable, one of these PO, like the PO 33, which I have, is really cool. You can sample with the mic. And this is it's smaller than a phone, so it's really portable. I
Sure.
don't feel comfortable bringing a Machine Plus inside a bus with all the people around me. Like, who would
Yeah, dude,
actually do that?
that would be crazy. Like people would be like, what is this doing? Like, what is this device? Is he detonating a bomb or something? Like,
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, dude. Like, I totally.
Oh, by the way, for a really cool thing that is not that expensive, I was looking into group boxes, and I think the innovation circuit is really, really good.
I don't. I've tried it. I don't really like the fact that it doesn't have a display. Like it's not. It's too deep to not have a display.
Exactly,
To me.
and that's why they did the iPad app now. There's an iPad app, which is amazing. Like you can even load sample from there. So if you have an iPad and a circuit, you're done. You can even make patches without the computer.
But now that you mentioned iPad, one of the things I got on Black Friday, I finally got the Beatmaker 3 from Intua. Half price. Not sure if it's still half price. I would recommend. It's highly recommended, dude. And they got this. They had this conscious rap track on their page.
Now with my man Jay Elliott,
Yeah, I
I know.
know. He makes everything, though, dude. Like he makes everything. And I watched the video and I was like, dude, I'm sold on this, and I saw it on sale. So I feel like if you need to have a portable thing and just make beats like on the toilet from
iPad.
the iPad with the beat maker, dude, and it's super convenient. It's super convenient.
Bro, you
It's
can load VSTs inside beat makers like AUs, but they are VSTs. So I
exactly.
load a Moog synth, for that I bought for €2 inside another app on the iPad. That's super deep. Like who could imagine you can do that on a flat surface, like an
Exactly,
iPad.
man. So that's why I'm saying that those standalone groove boxes are a hard sell for me,
Hmm.
because with the iPad, and you don't even need to have like a super expensive iPad or something. You just need to.
Yeah, exactly. It
You
works
don't
on
need
everything.
like the most expensive one or anything.
The iPad, like 2020, like the normal iPad, the 399 USD dollars, that works amazing.
Okay, let's have a look at this comment.
Hmm.
Do you have any experience with the MPC 2000 XL? I'm thinking about selling mine to get comment by triple R to get a one, but the 2000 XL sound is so amazing that I have a hard time deciding. Um, have you used an older MPC? You said you used the 2000, I think.
Yeah, but I don't remember if it was that model, to be honest. It was the white one.
So
But I
my
use that on a with my on a crib with my friends.
Yeah, so I don't really have any experience with the 2000 XL. I use the MPC 1000, which is a bit more
Hmm.
modern than the 2000 XL, but still falls in the old MPC category, in my opinion. So I feel like the one is like a good, like the one is a great progression for everybody using an older MPC to get something that's more capable, something that's ready for the 21st century with some modern capabilities. So I
Hmm.
think the one would be great upgrade from the 2000 XL. And then again, the sound. I think the one sounds pretty good actually. It has, maybe I'm imagining it, but it has that punchy Akai sound. Like it's not. I thought it would be like a sound card, and it is super clean. Like the 2000 XL, I feel is more grungy. I mean, it's normal because the 2000 XL is like 20 years old at this point,
Hmm.
and it's 16-bit, while the one is a 24-bit. But I feel like working with a 2000 XL, you don't have as much. I mean, I don't know what your workflow is and how you like to work, so I can't really be like um, super certain to recommend you the one, but I feel like the one is much more capable than the
Is
2000 XL.
is the MPC one the one that you have right now?
Yep.
Ah, okay, it's that one. Okay.
Yeah. It's the one. Like if you're an MPC guy, it's awesome. It's super nice. It's super nice. But if you're a machine guy, and let me
No.
just get into this now, because if you're a machine guy and you're Ableton guy, because that's what I've been using mostly in the past 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. Dude, like this is so the MPC workflow, even on the newer MPCs, it's so it's like a legacy workflow. It's convoluted. It's not like
Hmm.
let me just give you an example. Like a lot of features that are on the machine and on the push are like top level features. They're on the front panel. You just press a button and you mute a track, solo a track. On the machine, you can even transpose stuff super easily, like without going into any menu.
That was
Uh,
super cool what you showed me last time.
but there is another thing, like you can hold a pad. Like basically, you want to pitch your snare, you just hold the pad and you just turn on up and it pitches it up. Like on the MPC, it's very far from doing that. So unless you are used to an MPC, I wouldn't recommend the newer MPCs. But if you're coming from the 2000 XL, I think it would be awesome because the
Does
workflow
it
is already.
sound? Does it have the MPC one the 2000 XL mode? That kind of.
It has the legacy modes for the 3000. I think companies don't really consider the 2000 XL colored enough to emulate it.
Hmm.
Native Instruments don't even have the 3000 mode in machine because they said, it doesn't really make much of a difference. There's no point. So I think the modes they emulate in terms of vintage samplers, the ones that are worth emulating, are the MPC 60 and the SP 1200. These modes really make a big difference. But you know what, bro? Like to be honest, let me just. I'm not like a machine gang and NPC gang and like all the gang stuff. I don't really. I'm not. I work with whatever. Like, everything is cool for me. I like all the platforms. But bro, like the machine vintage sampler emulations, they just sound better to me, man. Like the
Hmm.
Akai sampler emulations, they were. Hmm,
You know what I think? If you're into that kind of lo-fi stuff, really buy a PO33 because it sounds so gritty that it kind of reminds me of an SP, um, but it's really light and you can sample. I mean, you can sample 30 seconds and then chop it, record it in Ableton, and then do it again. Like he has an audio input and an audio output, and that's it.
That's a great tip actually. I've always been meaning to buy some of these, but I always wondered like which one to buy because once you start buying like 3 or 4 of these, you might as well buy some serious piece of gear.
I think the only one worth buying is the PR33. Yeah, the as Cool Apps wrote the PR33 and SP for combo. They're really good because, for example, I sampled a lot of drum machine on the PO33, like the DMX and some lean drums, and they sound better when I play them on the PO33 because I drive them really hard, and they have like I think it's 8-bit or 7-bit. It's really a strange sample rate. They kind of messy with that stuff, you know, the
I think the
teenage
sample
engineer.
rate makes more difference than the bit depth. To be honest, like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
sample rate is the one, and people get them confused all the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So they have like I think it's 3,200. I don't want to say anything wrong, but it's kind of
It's grungy. It's grungy.
it's grungy. It's like this the SP 1200 for me.
That's a great tip, man. I think. Do you have the cases for the OP for the PO,
My uncle made one. Oh wait, I'll show you.
or do you use it naked? Let's see. Let's see.
So yeah, this is
I'm not
this
sure
is the case.
how to make you bigger. Let me just make. Oh, okay.
So this is the case I have,
Okay.
and it's you know that it's 3D printed. I just brought something random on it, but I think it's great. It's a really little box. Now I don't have the batteries in because you know otherwise it says always on.
Yeah, if I buy something like this, I think I would buy the case as well because
Mm.
I don't think it's good to have it naked to have the naked board with the tact switches. I think it will break pretty soon.
It's not that you know breakable, to be honest. It's really sturdy. Like you don't feel that, but even the knobs, like you can really push them, and it's
So that's a great tip, man. Like if you want some lo-fi sounds, the PO33. Let's see any other questions that we can actually answer. Oh, okay, I like this one. Any cool tricks by So Tired? Any cool tricks for getting latency down when monitoring? I have a thread Reaper. What do you know? What's that? I don't know what that. With my machine MK3, I still feel like I have a pad lag even when it says my output is only 4 milliseconds. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
never
you
really.
showed me latency last time, and it was with the NK3, and it was more than acceptable for me, even for playing drums. So
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the latency on the MK3 is so tired. Maybe are you using a Mac or a Windows? Because like on a Mac, I don't really have any. I even use it like on a 64 buffer or even on 128. The latency is pretty good, and you don't know how I can feel if the latency is good if I just record my drums without quantizing. Is it gonna be super hard for me to do that,
hmm
or is it gonna be easy? So if it's easy, then it means that the latency is pretty fine.
pretty
So
good, yeah.
I don't have any tips if you don't use plugins that cause latency though. Like people always forget that some plugins
Limiters.
like yeah, limiters, high quality compressors. The isotope plugins are notorious for this. Like you shouldn't use them inside when you're making beats, when you're recording. You just put them in the end when you're mixing. So maybe look into that. But otherwise, I feel like the latency with the MK3 is good enough for me. Good enough for me.
Do,
And
do they have DPC in Machine?
no,
Probably.
maybe on yeah, maybe, but the DPC thing, it's like the DPC thing, it won't increase your latency. Like let me just say it, just explain for people who haven't watched our previous podcast where we discussed these things. So there's on Windows only. There's this problem with possible latency from other devices who actually may be interfering with your audio stream. So on Mac, you don't have anything like that. So
Okay.
so yeah. So yeah, I don't have any tips. Let's see if there are any other questions. Is it possible to create new school type beats on Machine MK3 like the baby type beats? Do you know what the baby type beats are? I'm not really.
It's a rapper is doing kind of this new trap trend.
Okay, I think I'm
Uh,
showing my age here, but anyways.
Me too,
No,
bro. I'm 30, so
but the answer is super straight to no face, no case. Bro, you can make any type of beats on the Machine MK3. It's like you just need to have the right sounds and native instruments They just sell you you got all the sounds. Like even if you just buy the MK3 without anything additional, you have everything to make those new school type beats.
More
Definitely,
than you need, probably.
definitely. Like the answer is definitely, bro. It is possible. It is possible. Let me see another one. Oh no, so it was an answer for the previous question. Okay. Some I want to sample the SP404 in my machine. The monitor output is very low. How do you know how to get more volume? Just crank up the input. There's input in the back and there's gain inside the software as well. So just crank up the inputs. It should be fine. Should be fine.
As long as you don't clip.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the inputs are the SP404 maybe a bit quiet. I'm not sure. One thing that I hate about the 404, it's super easy to clip. Like if you just send it a slightly hotter signal, it clips like super easy. Like there's no headroom.
That's why I like it.
That's why you like it? Yeah. I mean, there's no headroom on the. Oh, so speaking about this,
the Roland Go mixer.
So this is the most awful piece of gear I've ever bought. Dude. Like this is Roland Go mixer, bro. Like it again, similar to the SP404, it clips super easy. It has the USB whine. It has super, like if you watch some of my videos on Instagram, it has the USB whine, dude. It's like a USB interface for your iPhone, for your iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy this. Like, we just saw people, don't buy this. If you want to buy an interface for your mobile phone or for your iPad, just buy something else. This is, I rarely say that a product is bad, but this is quite bad, honestly. Like, sorry.
I didn't, but Roland doesn't have a really long history of making audio cards, right? I think.
But again,
they
like
just
it's
tried it.
But bro, like it's a pro audio brand. Like from a pro audio brand, you can't expect to have such a mediocre product with such mediocre sound.
How much does it cost? I don't think it's cheap either.
Bro, like I got it for €100. It's 75 now.
Mm-hmm.
For that type of money, you just buy the adapter for the iPhone, and you just buy a Behringer interface, and you've got much better sound quality, like 10 times better sound quality. This is.
Okay. Thanks for the advice, bro. I wouldn't buy it anyways, but now it's. I had people that like the audio capture, I think it's called the real audio interface from.
But
Roland.
they're great. They're great.
Oh, okay.
I feel they're.
So it's only that product, which is. I think that one was like a consumer product, not a pro audio.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. But then again, I don't like the USB whine. Wine like WHINE, not wine like. Okay. Let's just show this comment. I love your machine workflow videos. Thank you. I will be making more
in the future.
Yeah, sure. And before we get to live 11, let's just see a couple of more. Yeah, that's the type of that's the way I think. Like this is the way. This is my way of thinking, bro. Like, dude, people were making amazing music like 15, like with software that was like 15 years ago. You had like amazing software and amazing drum machines and stuff. Like nowadays, you can make everything with everything. Like,
true.
The hard part is having the energy and having the inspiration, right? Is that correct?
I mean, I don't think I would ever produce in Audacity because it's so, like, why? But if you like that and you make cool music, why don't you?
I mean, yeah, this just to prove a point. I'm not saying I'm gonna start making beats in Audacity on SoundFont. That would be like.
But you can, if you want to, you can.
Exactly, man. But you can use like Reason 5, and I know a lot of people use Reason 5 because, you know why? Because it's available for free.
For free. Yeah.
Nah, but Reason is cool, man. Like I really like Reason. Reason is pretty dope software.
I tried it. It was like it sounds really cool, but then I don't like the patching on the back. Like
Yeah, that's a bit too much, bro. That's a bit too much.
it's
I
time consuming for
I get
me.
that. That's why I like Ableton because they don't they like. But then again, if you're learning, if you're a newbie, seeing these colored interfaces with the cables and stuff, that may be more
Maybe.
exciting because Ableton is abstract.
Yeah, yeah. Like Ableton is really ugly looking. Like everybody said, that. It's true. Like we used to watching Ableton, but I think it's one of the uncoolest though that you can have.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Let's just try to answer a couple of more questions, and we'll go to Life 11 because I know you have some stuff to say on this, but let's see, so so I guess I meant your headphones are plugged in your computer or the MKC. Do you find one provides better response than the other? I mean, that depends on what kind of audio interface you got. I don't think it makes much of a difference. The built-in interface on the MK3 is pretty good. It's fine. It's good.
Because it maybe monitor the MPC through a door through headphones.
No, I think we're talking about the MK3 here, the machine. But yeah, I'm saying that because on the machine you can use the built-in interface or you can use your whatever interface is just a software. So you can use
Okay.
you can use whatever interface you have. Uh, yeah. So yeah, did you try the SP1200 emulation? Did you try that? I haven't. Have you tried that?
Me?
Yeah, yeah, bro.
The VST you mean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't. But I'm planning to do that because it looks fun. It doesn't look too easy to work on with mouse. But you know, let's try that in the future.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But yeah, I feel like people are very interested in beat machines, drum machines, MPCs. Most questions and the discussion that we have going on here, it's mostly about that. But let's
Mhm.
talk about Life 11 for a bit, because that took us by surprise. Like one morning, it was during the day, I just opened Facebook, and out of nowhere, Everton were like, oh, we're dropping Life 11. I was like, what?
You know what? I remember I read a comment on Reddit the day before Ableton 11 was out, and I was sending the screenshot to my friends, and then actually the next day it was out. So I was okay. That was true.
Let me just clarify for people who are. It's not out. The beta version is out, and it's been announced, and it will be out sometime in the first quarter of 2021.
I hope in January, to be honest, because
And by
they
the way,
did.
I did. Let me just say, I did pre-order that, and they don't charge you until it's available. So that's cool. That's cool. But
That's true. That's true.
I did pre-order that because I can't not have it. I need to have it, even though there's nothing in it that's super important to me. How do you feel, bro? How do you feel about the update?
I feel like, to be honest, I feel like they needed money for the after the pandemic, and they just get some improvements, but most of them are really something that you can have on a point 3, for example, version. So I don't know, but I mean the improvements are really cool for me. That I work in the studio a lot, and I still use Ableton, even though it's really clunky for recording and mixing, and I think some of them are really cool. Plus, there are some hidden gems like the CPU meters on the lower part of every channel is cool, but because then you can see what VSTs is causing problem. Before that, you don't have anything like that in Ableton, and then I don't know. The new effects looks cool.
The new effects are great, man. Like the most use I got out of the new features are the new effects, the new hybrid reverb. I already made a couple of videos with that. I think it's super amazing. Even though I have the Valhalla Supermassive, the Realm by Native Instruments, I think this one is it's super versatile. So you can do like like general mixing reverb just to put sounds in a certain space or to have them like sit in a mix in a certain way. But you can also use it like a special effect to make like ambient drones from anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the new reverb is super nice. I kind of low key, not really their most important feature, but the vibrato they varied, bro. Like, and now you don't need the RC20 and those lo-fi effects to make it sound like it's a broken tape. So I like the new vibrato and it's super nice sounding.
Mm-hmm. I think there are too many effects right now, even for free. That even the vinyl from Isotope is cool. So having one in your door, everybody's going to that lo-fi sound right now. So
No, but I like to
even
have it in the DAW and to
that,
be easily accessible. And the Isotope vinyl, to be honest, I'm not super huge fan of.
did you try the new version?
It's just a UI improvement.
That there
Or
are
is it?
some stuff that are
Is it?
different.
Okay, I need to look into this, but I wasn't really impressed by the. Um, I like lo-fi plugins, but to be honest, they're a bit like a gimmick because
Mm.
you can do all this type of stuff with your. But then again, it's all about convenience, right? Because you do everything with everything, but having it easy and convenient, it's super nice. Plus, some people are not so advanced into sound design; they just need to have the ready-made solution. So I can respect that. I'm not like super snobby about it and be like, oh, you need to do everything yourself.
I mean, and plus, why would you put 6 effects in series if you can just load RC20 with a preset and slap it? It's convenient, but then if you just want to have vibrato for your synths, at least you have it. No, that's a cool thing. I think you can do that in like 10 too.
Not as good. There are two ways to do it, with the frequency shifter and with the delay.
Mm-hmm.
Far from great. Far from great. This new vibrato is much better. Great
Cool.
improvement. Great
Because
improvement.
they didn't add me on the beta program, so I don't know why I'm in there from the first day. Maybe they recognized my email. They didn't like me for. I don't
That
know.
makes zero sense, dude. Like,
But it's 4 months, no, 3 months that I'm waiting. So yeah. Cool.
okay, let's call up. Says Chow Tape Mo is a free VST for lo-fi emulation or Flutter or Wow, which sounds really nice. Cool. I can try that. There are a couple
I
of
didn't know that.
those. There are a couple of those. I haven't tried this one, but yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. We need to check this out. I mean, I'm always like open to trying new things, but having it in an Ableton device is really easy for me to. Plus, like 2 or 3 years ago, you may not have all your VSTs installed, and these projects will still load and play perfectly. So I like to use the stock stuff, and the thing is like, for example, yeah, sure, you can buy RC20. But bro, like, it's €100 and this one is built in. So if you already bought it, that's great. Or if you pirated it, hey, like, whatever, dude, that's cool.
Sure.
But I feel like having the tools right in the and Ableton have actually really stepped up their built-in devices, bro, like the drum bus, the reverb, the chorus ensemble.
Glue compressor, bro. For me, out of all of them, glue compressor.
Yeah,
sounds
totally. And honestly, like, I'm not like a really super compressor nerd. I'm not a mixing engineer like you. But I mostly use the Ableton built-in compressor, bro. Like, I've got some Waves compressors and some of the native instruments. I've got some compressors. And I like the Ableton compressor, man. It's easy to control, easy to work with. And now
My only complaint with the stock compressor is that you cannot understand how much are you compressing because there's no numbers.
They have. I was just about to mention that, bro. They've included the gain reduction with numbers now in the 11. They've got the numbers now.
Bro, finally, it's been 10 years.
Yeah,
Thanks,
they've
man.
got the
Okay,
numbers.
they deserve this money. Thanks.
Yeah, they've included that. let's just answer a couple of more questions. So, do you typically sample in mono or stereo? Why? I definitely sample in stereo. If I'm sampling, I've been getting back into sampling. Like people who watch my channel may have noticed I've uploaded a couple of. I've been getting back into incorporating samples. I do sample in stereo, because it's already white. It's already like the sample is taking up a whole lot room in the stereo field, and it's like bigger sounding.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely sample in stereo. But if a sample is mono, hey, I'll just put on an ensemble or a chorus, and hey, there you go. So I sample in stereo, but it doesn't really like if you only have a mono version of a sample, bro, it's just better get on working. Like, or if you have the sample ripped from YouTube, just get on with working, man, and just making the beat like if it's decent quality, right? Because if it's one of those older YouTube uploads that sound like crap, no. But if it sounds fine, just do your thing, man. Like it doesn't really. And plus, if you sample in stereo, you can actually isolate like left and right if you have like different instruments. So,
which was really common back in the days, putting like drums on the left, for example.
Yeah, because I think when you mean in funk in the 70s, or right?
Yeah, well, before the 70s, like because they were listening, or everyone was listening at home, and they were putting instruments like it was a real band. So you have the drums on the right, left, or whatever, the bass player on the right. So they were actually mixing the
instruments. But bro, that's super annoying when you're using headphones and the drums are just banging in your right ear, and you don't have drums. Like it's super. But
they didn't have headphones back in the day. They only have big speakers, and only
exactly.
The rich people.
The reason you mentioned, I think that was the main reason, that they had some elements panned right and left. And there's one other reason I've heard about, that equipment back then, and don't quote me on this, maybe true, maybe not, but equipment back then didn't have as much headroom. So by panning instruments, you just used the headroom a bit more. You had more headroom because you don't have stuff competing, like your drums competing with the bass, or
that's true,
something like that. So nowadays, like such hard panning is ridiculous in my opinion. So unless you're making some conceptual art or something.
Yeah,
in that case.
I'm not even panning myself, to be honest. Like,
but bro, your mixes sound great. By the way, let's just plug your stuff before we go on with the questions. Do you have? Can you like show your latest release? Maybe not play it, not because maybe the stream may get but maybe share your
the screen.
Yeah, and show your Bandcamp. Maybe I feel like you. Yep.
You mean the Bandcamp? Okay, my page on Bandcamp. I need to redo the graphics. Those look really cheap, but yeah. This is the latest release. Actually, we can play that if you want to. It's just a free download, so it doesn't exist anywhere.
Play that.
So much on my mind, I ain't even really sleeping late. I said some things I didn't mean, I know I did too much. What's love if we can get into it, turn around and make up. You kept it solid from the beginning, baby, you my day one. You caught me in a lie, look back up at you like I'm done. I had to make you my girl, you ain't afraid to speak up. No matter where we are, who it is, you still don't give. Go through withdrawals, only if I get back together, be up. You stay 10 toes down, now you can kick your feet up. I had to wash you up, at the level of myself. I just been growing up, I'm doing better for myself.
So yeah, you can stream the rest on Bank. It's a free download, by the way. I can hear you, bro.
Because you said I
Okay.
do this, I do that, and I just wanted people to hear that your stuff actually sounds super crisp, super clean, super punchy, and definitely people should check out your Bandcamp, your Spotify.
Thanks, man.
Um, Amazing stuff, bro. Like, and there's the Backstreet Boys remix,
Do
bro. Like,
you want me to play that?
yeah, can you play just a snippet
Yeah,
before
sure.
we go on with the questions?
Sure. I played you from Bandcamp too. Okay. It's with my brother Burger, which is the singer on that. So it's just not only a remix. Is he actually re-sang that, and it's instead of Backstreet Back, which obviously we are not. It says Back 6X. So yeah, I played from the not from the top. So.
Body, rock your body. Brothers, sisters, everybody say, gonna bring the flavor, gonna show you how. Got a question for you, better answer now. Oh yeah, am I original? Everybody, rock your body. Everybody, rock your body right. Backseat sex, alright.
So yeah.
Oh, that drop was sick, man. Like, this is club music. Like, people on the dance floor, like, when they hear this drop, they'll be like,
We actually played that. That was a pretty cool one to play, to be honest. So
yeah, man. Definitely
Thanks,
super
bro.
super dope stuff. Let's get back to the questions, man. Like, there's a lot of questions, which is really great. What do you think about the Machine Plus without touchscreen? I guess Akai is taking a big market share here, and a lot of machine users are going to use Akai Live MK2. What do you think? Well, I don't think. I think the way they've made Machine, it's great without the touchscreen. I don't feel I miss the touchscreen at all. And actually, even MIDI editing on the Akai with the touchscreen is not that easy, to be honest. I've got the one here for a moment. It's not mine, and I tried editing MIDI. It's not really super easy to edit MIDI on the touchscreen, and the Machine user interface is just so much better, in my opinion. The user experience, like the UX part of Machine, like they really thought about this, and it's really super intuitive once you learn it, because if you're like starting from zero, it will be hard for you to get your head around this. But I don't miss the touchscreen on the Machine, man. And on the MPC one, I feel like the touchscreen doesn't really help. But then again, Akai didn't have another option, right? Because if they made it without touchscreen, they wouldn't have any selling point over the Machine. And I'm not knocking Akai here, because Akai, they got the MPC line, which is what they're mainly known for, and they need to play to their strengths, and they don't really need to change a lot for people to buy that. But to be honest, so yeah, to answer the question directly, I don't think that a lot of Machine users are going to like, if you're a Machine user and switch to an MPC, you're in for a surprise, to be honest. You'll be surprised how much it will slow you down. And before someone says, "Oh, bro, but you are like used to the Machine and you've used the MPC less and you're talking," bro, I read the.
I can say that because I never used neither the Machine and neither the MPC. You showed me, and immediately I knew how to use a Machine, like even without using it. And with the MPC was kind of, oh, what are these? Why there are tracks? Why there are scenes. What are those? Like, how is it laid? Maybe because we used to Ableton, but
Exactly.
even without the touchscreen, like for me, what you can do with a machine, and plus they're all, it's all labeled.
Yep.
So everything is on your, in front of your eyes, and there's not too much menu diving. That
Exactly.
was the main selling
Exactly.
point.
You can do a lot of the a lot of the commands you will try to execute. They will be right on the front panel on the machine, and you can do it super quickly. And so what I wanted to say that I read the Sound on Sound in review of the MPC one yesterday, and they said exactly this. They were like, if you're coming from Ableton or from Machine, the MPC you will hit a lot of roadblocks. Because in the Sound on Sound guys said this, and I agree exactly the thing. Like, I know how to use the MPC, and I still hit some roadblocks here and there. I don't know. I feel like the machine is more like Ableton to me. It's not like it looks like an MPC because it has the 16 pads. You press two buttons to get counting recording. You get the threshold sampling like on the old like on the Akai samplers. Yeah, they've taken this from Akai, but they've improved it a whole lot. And the machine is basically more like the drum rack in Ableton in my
I think they took a lot from Ableton too, like the clips and how they laid out.
Yep,
and,
exactly. So I feel like Machine took a lot from Ableton,
and from Akai.
and Ableton of course took a lot from Akai because the MPC was the original. But few people, I very rarely hear people mention this. This MPC thing started from Roger Lin. This guy was like a genius, dude, and he created the whole thing, the user experience, the 16 pads, the operating system, and Akai just had the manufacturing power to produce this. So I'm not taking any credit away from Akai, but then again, they had a row with Roger Lin. They cut his royalties. They were like really rude, mean to him and a lot of people don't know, but this new Akai company, this is not the old Akai company, dude. Like, this is a different company that just bought Akai's intellectual property. It has nothing to do with the Akai that originally created the MPCs. And Roger Lin only worked on the MPC 60 and on the MPC 3000. From then on, it was all Akai. And again, I'm not taking credit away from Akai. They got decent products, but I feel like Roger Lin should be the one credited with the MPC. And Native Instruments improved on that. Ableton improved on that with the drum rack. And a lot of people like the 16 pads. You had them on the Roland MV 8000 even before Machine, or even you had the Korg pad control. Do you know that? Do you remember that?
It was the best pad other than the MPD actually.
It was better than the MPD because the MPD had those super hard pads, super hard to press. And again, is it just my opinion? No, because there was huge aftermarket for Korg, for those small Korg things to put underneath the pads to make them more sensitive. So, but I mean, I'm not gonna be like mean to Akai. They got some decent products, but then again, they've got some weird products. Like what about the Timberwolf? Like their like what the hell was that, dude? Like how could that get through the quality control, bro? Like I've never seen Native Instruments release such a weird product, man. Like, I'm not saying Akai are bad, but so
I mean, yeah, man. Absinthe was kind of lame from MTV, like.
But that was released 20 years ago, bro.
I know, bro, but there was other synths companies already in the market back then, and the interface was a lot more forgiving.
No,
even
but
FM8, I think it's
okay for balance. Let's just say something that Native Instruments didn't do right. They stopped supporting their core controller to make Machine, because basically core was like Machine or like complete control, but just the control functionality. Like you can't make beats on it. The core.
I think I knew
it's
that.
Kore, and they were like,
Wow.
this thing would be better if we just make it like like an MPC, and they stopped supporting core, and people were like super pissed off because they had
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
bought it.
yeah.
So
I remember that thing. That was cool. I wanted to buy one of those, but then I said, why spend money on a controller? To
yeah,
be honest,
exactly,
it's
exactly. But yeah, so to on the machine versus MPC thing, again, I will say that if you are an MPC user, if you know your way around MPCs, getting one of the new MPCs would be great because you'll be like off in 10 minutes, bro. Like you just switch it on and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
mm,
But if you come from machine enabled or Ableton to an Akai MPC, you're in for a not so pleasant surprise. Uh, so yeah, as far as market share, I don't know about the market share, but judging from how many people watch my machine videos, machine is incredibly popular, at least as popular as the MPC. I'm not gonna say which one is popular because I don't more popular because I don't know, but at least as popular as the MPC.
that's true. That's true. Not with the whole heads, but a lot of them are switching to machine actually, because I know some of them, and
Yeah,
they
but
said the switch was really really easy.
yeah, but like people are always want the next best thing and the grass is greener attitude. I've had that. I'm not blaming anyone and like pointing fingers, but why can't we concentrate more on the actual artistic side of making music? Because I know we discuss a lot of gear on this channel and I do some videos discussing gear, and that's fine, but let's not lose the perspective that, man, it's all about making the music. It's not about this consumerist mindset, just buying the latest and the greatest, because when you're making music, you're an artist, you're not a consumer. That's how I feel it. And it's all fine to discuss like specs and features and stuff, but then again, it matters so little,
Mm.
right?
Words, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's totally true. And I just think they are tools most of the time. So if you got them because you want some inspiration, or just made, I don't know, 500 quid on with your music, and you want to spend them and reward yourself, that's cool. But that's not gonna make your music sound better, or that's not gonna make your art more artistic. Nothing like that, you know. You
Absolutely.
can use the soft. In fact, like I have quite a few hardware synths in the studio, and I still go back to the softwares.
Because it's more convenient. Software, it makes me more productive. Actually, I love the hardware to play around from time to time and to make videos because it's super interesting and you get you're in a different mindset.
Hmm.
But if I just want to create and I have an idea, like, and I'm burning to make something, I'll just go to the most convenient thing. And the most convenient thing, it's like Ableton and a MIDI keyboard. I don't need like all those groove boxes, drum machines. They're super cool. I like them, but they're not necessary. So let's go on with the comments. I would release Life 11 early next year, maybe February 2020. And do you think it's better to wait and don't buy a push to? Maybe they will release. That's the $1 million question, bro. Like, who knows? Who knows? Um,
I think I really don't know what they're gonna do with the push 3, because I think the push 2 is already, I don't want to say the pretty close to what Ableton controller should be, because it lacks a lot of stuff. But what would you improve with the push 3? Like, what can you imagine? Because when I had the push one, I knew there was some stuff there where, like, why? Like, they're really lame. But with the push 2, like, if you want
exactly.
pads, that's all you can get. I don't want 16 pads from Ableton. I want, this 64 grid layout, because it's convenient. I can play everything. Like pads, I can, trigger loops, clips, and have fixed lengths. And, even with the pedal, I can trigger clips with my foot while I'm playing. So They can make the push smaller. Yeah, they might be.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer, to be honest. Like I like small things. I like things that are easy to that don't take up too much space. But I feel you, bro. Like I feel like these controllers they've hit like peak controller and like for example with the push 2 I feel like native instruments made the mk3 just because the push 2 was kind of better in terms of build quality and interface than the previous machines. So I feel like the push 2 was really awesome and they don't have much to improve. And I said in my video where I discussed this that like if they make a push 3 with some small improvements, people will be
Mm.
like cool.
It needs to be a big thing,
Cool.
otherwise, why would you?
Exactly. So that's why I was thinking that they may try to do the standalone because if they do a standalone, people will be like, wow, dude, this is sick. This is we're
I
talking now.
think even an audio card might be cool for me in a live situation.
I think so. Yeah, I agree.
But
I
you
agree.
know, so I can ditch at least the audio interface. But then it should have like, at least two better four inputs, like microphone inputs, because otherwise, what, I need a microphone in my life. So
Exactly, man. Everyone has their own. That's why it's hard to make such products because everyone wants. You want 4 inputs. You want XLR. You want that. The other person wants it smaller and cheaper. So
let's see, let's see. I think there's product for everyone already in the market.
exactly.
For sure, like a push standalone would be cool, but I really don't know how they're gonna crank up a CPU that can run Ableton inside a device, because Ableton is not made for devices. I can see Machine. If you see Machine was already ported on the iOS system,
Mhm.
so I think that goes down. I'm not really a programmer by job, but I do like to mess around with that stuff. So I think the Machine software was already made and optimized for being translated to other platform. But Ableton is really it has a different architecture for me, so it's gonna be difficult porting that to a product that doesn't have motherboard, a CPU, and all of that. So
Yeah, man. It is gonna be hard
mm,
and then again, like Ableton, they make a DAW. Like their main thing is the DAW. So what will they do? I feel like if you don't have any inside information at this point, we're just speculating. Only thing I know is that they were hiring people at the end of 2018. They had an ad. They were hiring people to help them build the next generation of push, but that doesn't say if it's gonna be standalone, when is it coming, is it gonna be a push mini or a push 3 or a push plus or what? Nobody knows yet. So we
I
can
think
just
for speculation, a good thing is that it doesn't have all the features of Ableton, but it lets me bring my loops and do a live set.
that would be great. Yeah.
So I can,
Totally.
charge it and bring it to life, and that's it.
Totally. I really like the way Ableton actually do stuff like they do similar to. They've got power and simplicity at the same time. And this is super. Like the Kai MPCs, I feel they've got the power, but they don't have the simplicity. And Ableton have hit like a middle ground, which has made them really successful. And they don't implement features like they don't, because people say do this, do that, but they take their time with features. Like they've been like comping has been requested for probably more than 10 years, and they will take their time to implement it in a way that doesn't break the current workflow, that makes sense for the Ableton school of thought, if you will, because Ableton is like a way of thinking. If you don't get it, you don't get it. I don't mind, just use whatever. But
I think
Ableton,
it's the same philosophy as Apple in the end.
exactly, and I feel that's what makes their product so successful. They don't do everything, but they do exactly the stuff that most people need to make complex productions. So that's what made it so popular. So, but strange that the Kai did a better integration of the able to link rather than machine. They even integrate link network inside the Kai Live. Yeah, I guess so. I feel like Machine Plus they may update with that, but yeah, you're right. And the MPC one, that's crazy, dude, because the MPC one has the LAN port, because it doesn't have one Wi-Fi. It has the LAN, the
What?
network.
It doesn't have Wi-Fi.
The MPC one doesn't have one Wi-Fi, yeah, because it's they
Okay.
need to cut some cost, man. Like on the,
Yeah,
on the
man.
on the MPC Live, they've got everything, but the MPC one doesn't have Wi-Fi. So if you want to use Ableton Link, you should connect it with a network cable. That's crazy.
Man, imagine like you have a laptop and you need to plug in an external USB-C adapter to, like, I think that's the machine has Ableton Link.
Do you mean the Plus?
No, no, the normal one, the program,
It does. It does.
and the Plus.
The Plus should have one. I'm not sure. Like maybe Sound Escape can let us know if he's aware of that, because I don't. But on the MK, the machine software has Ableton Link, and you can even link them on the same computer. You can be in different computers or on the same computer. It
Yeah,
works,
yeah,
man. I love Ableton Link. Like Ableton Link is the amazing invention, bro. Like so much better than MIDI
yeah. A lot,
synchronization.
especially on the iPad actually, which all the
Yeah,
apps runs all together with Ableton Link, and then doesn't have Ableton even open.
yeah, and I
Just
like that you just click a button
and it
and
works.
you're ready to go, bro. Like there's no setting
Mm.
of you just um yeah.
So Machine Plus doesn't have a link.
So yeah, she said doesn't have the link as physical there. Like okay, that's good to know.
Maybe in
That's
a
good.
firmware update because they already have Wi-Fi, so
Yeah, I can't
shouldn't.
imagine them having Wi-Fi and not implementing that. But yeah, that's good to know. That's good. That's great info for.
I think Machine Plus is a product that they released, but they still have a lot of updates to do on that product to make it work
I mean,
really
I
good.
understand them because everybody has such issues like on launch day because they were like, we need to have this ready by the 1st of October so they can't postpone the release. But I guess they did that with Mass Effects. But can you imagine how crap that one was that they postponed? Because Mass Effects was delayed like half a year or something.
Mm.
Um.
Did
Anyways,
you try Massive X, by the way?
I got it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sounds amazing, bro. Like it's on par with the Yuhi products actually. Like,
Really?
dude, this thing sounds super. It's very complex, but bro, like in terms of sound quality, it's
I really need to jump on this native instrument trend because I think it's really good. They're really good. I'm impressed by them. So maybe in the future.
yeah. There are sales in the summer. So, what's your opinion about this hype with Elect? I can't speak anything. Do you know anything about the Electron products? I've always been like too complicated for me, man. I don't know.
Not Digitact.
No,
Digitact.
I feel like they're Swedish. I like Digitakt is the correct way to
Digitact.
pronounce it in Swedish. So yeah, I think it's
I
Digitakt.
tried that one. That was really simple to use, but not the Octa track. Or this machine are crazy. But the new ones are cool. Like even the FM, the FM one is really good.
Digiton.
Digiton, yeah. They all have funny names. So that's already a platform.
Yeah. But I feel like I've got too many things on my plate, man. Because I've got Ableton with the push, I've got the machine, now I'm dabbling with the MPC. Like my brain can't. I don't have the cognitive ability to use so many
Mm.
platforms.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it takes up a lot of energy. So
Mm.
uh, that's that about the electron stuff. Yeah, cool. So will you'll be getting Live 11, right?
I hope they release that soon because I need to do some mixes and to be honest, the tracking thing and the linking thing because I have to do some mixing on the live drums. So
Oh,
having the
well, that's great
possibility.
for you, but I think that because you were like they needed money, but bro, like this update is great for you as you're
Mm,
working with mixing other people's music and doing a lot of audio editing, you can now like the linked track thing, so you can basically edit one track together with, so like for instance, if you're dragging warp markers, it does so for all the tracks that you've linked. So that's
You can do that now, but they need to be the same length, and it's not per track. You need to select the clips. It's kind of weird right now. You can do that, but it's the new update is really easy to work with, and the fact that you can link that, it's amazing. Like you link the tracks, not the clips. That's the best thing.
exactly.
So yeah, no, that's cool. But still, I don't think it's a worth upgrade for everyone.
Yeah, no, totally, bro, totally. Okay, man. You know what? You wanna wrap up because I feel like we did some talking. Maybe next time we do the base station thing. Like maybe do some synth stuff, play some, like maybe show more stuff on the stream rather than just talking.
Talking, yeah.
But I feel like this one went really well. We had people watching, people asking questions, so I'm really happy.
That was really inspiring, actually. Thanks to everyone that joined in.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like it's you're amazing for like there's so many things on the internet and people have chosen to spend their time with us. So we're super thankful. So what do you have like so to end on a 2021 note? What are your plans in terms of releases? Do you have anything in the pipeline?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I have tracks ready, and I'm planning on a new EP, but still nothing concrete for now. I have a remix going out on the, I think, end of January, so that's already a release. I want to do more stuff, like free downloads and keep releasing music, because I think and is it for everybody that makes music. Like there's no reason for keeping the music inside your hard drive, because then it's not real. So just release it if you find it's finished and you're already happy with the result. Why keeping that on your hard drive? If you have some plans, yeah, cool. But if those are tracks that you think they are finished and you want to release them, just do it right now. You don't need ads, you don't need a campaign. We are producers, so just put stuff out. Let your name be there, and maybe you never know who you can find. If you can find some possibilities, artists that like your music and want to collab with you. So, and that's what happened with me when I started releasing music instead of keeping that on my hard drive. So yeah, we want to see more music for you too, bro. So
Yeah, sure,
keep
man.
on coming. We
bro.
have a collab actually.
We need to finish that, man. Like, or maybe start a new one. But no, totally, dude. You're super right about releasing stuff. Cause maybe if you wait for the right moment, maybe the right moment never comes, and you're no longer excited about this music, and you just and also like you just forget about it, cause time passes and you're just.
We make a lot of music, like as every
Exactly,
other
man.
producer.
Yeah, no,
So.
I've got a single dropping on 15th of January. It's gonna be like a more of a like a K to another vibe type of thing, more like
Four on the floor.
four on the floor beat, yeah. And I also got in February again track with my main Peyotov, who is a guitar player, and we co-produced this like super dope track. So I've
You
got a
already
new
released
single.
one with him, right?
Yeah, we released Daydreaming, which is like a guitar type of. I mean, funny thing, we couldn't really market it as a lo-fi beat because for some people it was too aggressive because we had that square wave bass line from the bass station, which was roaring there all the time. And like people, because we released that through an agency and they submitted it to some bloggers and playlists, and they were like, dope track, but it's too aggressive for my lo-fi playlist.
Nah, bro, don't listen. Did they use how's it called? You know, a website that you can send your music to blogs and people.
Probably, yeah, probably not sure what they use, but maybe it was that one, yeah.
No, but don't trust those comments, man.
I don't, but yeah, I'm just curious to hear what people think, because these are real people. So I'm really curious to hear what they think, and of course I will not start making lo-fi beats just to to. You do your own thing, man. Like maybe next year your thing is the popular thing, right? Because the lo-fi thing, the trap thing, like it all comes in cycles. It will not be super hyped all the time.
I can say from my perspective, it was difficult to, you know, do your sound when all the other stuff were popular, and you're kind of always thinking, why am I doing that? You know, why am I sounding so different? Who is it gonna listen to my music? Everybody says that we are that my sound is you know, cannot fit inside funk, it cannot fit inside electronic music, it cannot fit inside hip hop or whatever. Like
Exactly.
you just need to not care about everything that people said and continue releasing your music. That's gonna be one niche in the whole world that likes your music, and then you're gonna expand from that.
Exactly.
Don't go from the popular one, because I think it's more difficult going from you know, following the trend, because there's so much competition.
Exactly, man. Like people, like those popular genres now, people that are so good at this, you can't touch them, bro. Like your only chance is to make your own stuff and be consistent, and that's your only chance of success.
And the worst thing is that if you don't even like what you're doing, and maybe there's people liking it, the trend, because they always like this kind of music, then you cannot even compete. Like, you know, they're doing that with patience. So.
Exactly, man. So it's a good note to end the podcast. Just make music. Don't focus too much on the gear. Do what inspires you, and just be consistent and enjoy yourself. That would be my advice to
My
everybody.
2021 recap, yeah.
Totally, man. So
2020 recap, sorry.
sure. So once again, thanks to my bro Mehdi from Italy, who joined again on the, like, bro, this is super easy. We can do it like you should do it more often, man. Like
We
it's so
should.
easy.
It was so fun.
It's so
Thanks,
easy,
man.
man. It's so easy. It's so fun, and again, hope everybody has a great 2021, and see you in the next podcast, videos, and stuff. And yeah,
Happy
take care,
New
all.
Year to everybody.
Have a great 2021.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
Peace.